What is up, healthcare professionals? Logie here with Healthcare Stress Relief, and in this video I'm going to give you a little story about why I decided to leave nursing for the time being. And this isn't to deter anyone from the profession. I think it's one of the most amazing professions out there. It's just to give insight on my story and maybe connect with some people who are feeling the same way. It will give you a little bit more value. So one thing that I remember in nursing school, well, I remember a lot of things, but one thing that sticks out in particular was one of my professors basically said, when you start to lose your compassion as a nurse or healthcare professional, that's when you need to leave. And the sad thing that I saw when I started working was a lot of healthcare professionals lose their compassion compared to when they first walk in. It's inevitable. But they stay or they don't change anything. And when you don't change anything and you just stay in that environment, it's like quicksand. You cannot get out after you're in too deep. And so I started working as a new grad, love it for about a year, and then I start developing really severe eczema symptoms. My skin is just inflamed all the time. My coworkers are asking what's wrong with me. Even my patients are like, what's wrong with your skin? And at this point, I'm pretty lost because I'm working such a stressful job, nights in the ICU as a new grad in a trauma center, and I'm doing very well, but a lot of stress and emotions are going on the inside that at this point in my life I didn't have the tools to help me process them. And so after a while, those emotions start to build up, and it started manifesting in my skin. And around October of 2019, I walk into work one morning and I hear news that my dear coworker Brian committed suicide. And everyone was pretty shocked, but a lot of people also, if anyone was going to do it, it was Brian. He was very burnt out, very jaded, very cynical, and just there was no light left in the guy. And many of us tried reaching out and helping him, but he didn't want help. And at that point in my career, with the skin symptoms and what just happened to Brian, I realized in myself that I was losing some of my compassion. Some of my patients, instead of when I was brand new, instead of treating them the way I did when I was brand new, just every little detail perfected. I was just too tired, too exhausted. I would write off some patients just as like I would judge them without even knowing who they are, just because of their diagnosis. And I want to encourage people, if that is you got to seek help in some way. You got to go find a passion you like. You got to go talk to people. You can reach out to me if you'd like as well. You got to do something. You got to find something that's going to help you manage the stress better, because this career is, the burnout rates are devastatingly high, and it's just getting worse. And the reason I started this business, Healthcare Stress Relief, was because of Brian and because of what I've gone through myself. And our healthcare workers are the most important thing we have in society, in my opinion. We are the frontline people who, when nobody knows what else to do with someone who's dying on the brink of death, they bring them to us, and we have to figure out how to fix them. And oftentimes we can't fix them because there's been years and years of punishment that they put on their bodies, but we as healthcare workers are the ones to blame. And that's just one scenario of the many things that we have to deal with from the system. And if you don't take the best care of yourself, you will burn out, and you'll be like many of my friends that I have now who they are struggling, but I've reached out to them and they just don't want help, because when you get stuck in a position of fear and you're just in that same negative feedback loop of living the day-to-day life and not wanting to change, it makes it way harder to change later down the line. So yeah, that's my story. That's just a little bit of it, a little slice. yeah, if you are getting into healthcare or are in healthcare right now and you are struggling, reach out to somebody, myself included. It's very important that you manage your emotions in the most positive way possible. That's all I got for today. Go ahead and click the like button below, softly press it. Subscribe, please. It helps support the algorithm, and I want to get this message out to more of the healthcare population, our nurses, doctors, RTs, paramedics. We all need it. We are all together. Yeah, and with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Later, clocking out.